Hi guys, welcome to today's video. Today I am going to be talking about everything art. This video is not going to be about something specific, but it touches upon different things, mainly about having a career as an artist. This is originating from all the DMs that I keep receiving on my Instagram, and they're so strange to me because most of you guys are asking me for career advice. Most of you guys are graduating fresh out of high school or are still in high school and are deciding if you should be doing this full time and what you should be doing. And to be honest, responding to that is very difficult because I do not know each one of you personally. So I'm gonna make this generic video about all the possibilities that you have as a full-time artist. But before I begin, I just want to say that you really need to have patience to be a full-time artist. You really need to have this sense of passion. I think these two things are very important, but I also feel like these two things are extremely important no matter what you end up doing. Also guys, this is my second attempt at recording this video. The first time my mic stopped working and it is like the most annoying thing ever. So this time I was like, I'm gonna look at this in the right way, and I'm gonna make notes. I'm gonna make points of what I'm gonna be saying, and I'm gonna make this version much better than the previous one. So I'm excited and I hope you guys learned something from today's video. So let's just hop right in. First thing is that what I am doing as an artist, what I am doing through Instagram, through social media, is not the only way to be a full-time artist. There are so many different ways that you can be an artist, and you need to decide for yourself what suits your current needs or what you are envisioning yourself to be in the future. And you need to decide according to all of that how you want to take this further. Let's first talk about what I am doing. I am obviously an artist. I think I've always been an artist. Ever since I was a child, I all I wanted to be was an artist, if I'm going to be very honest. It was something that I felt true passion towards, and it really gave me a lot of happiness and contentment when I really had to decide what I wanted to do in the future. But obviously it keeps changing and it's not set in concrete. But when I was deciding, I really wanted to focus on being happy in whatever I'm doing, because I truly feel that life's short. You never know what's going to happen next. So chasing your dreams is very important, and I know it is easier said than done, and it's not the reality for most of the people. So I'm very grateful for all the opportunities that I have. So what I am doing is I am establishing an online presence and connecting with people and taking them through this journey, explaining why I create art, describing the meaning behind all of my works, and really connecting with my audience on a very, very personal level. Yeah, that's basically what I'm doing. And I am not only sticking to art, but I am trying to diversify to fine art prints and my designs and many more things. So apart from what I am doing, the other things that you can do is probably be a muralist. Probably you love working on large scale artworks, and that's something that really fascinates you and you really look forward on doing. You like having your art in the public without any restrictions to who can see it. You want your art to be for everyone. Then probably being a muralist is what you can do. You can do this through obviously social media. The other thing you can do is, again, be a content creator, be a full-time artist on Instagram or on YouTube, but you're not necessarily earning from your artworks, but directly from the content. And a few examples for this would be Xietzi or Mako. They are quite inspiring. They have built an audience of millions of people, and they earn directly from their videos. This is a great way to sustain yourself, and I am sure they earn from multiple different things. This way, you can earn not only from your content but also from starting your own brand and selling your own products. So that's something you can do, and this way, it really takes off the pressure from what you're creating, and you can truly focus on creativity, and it's not tied by monetary benefits. I see how it can be much more fulfilling. The fourth thing is the most traditional thing and something that we all know, which is gallery representation. Working with galleries, it has its own benefits and its own, I would say, disadvantages. I feel like every artist has dreamt of having their works displayed in a gallery at some point. I have dreamt that and I still do, I wouldn't lie. But what this means is that you are going to get a lot of time to work on your art, because you do not need to worry about marketing yourself, or you do not need to worry about finding customers. The gallery does this on your behalf. So it's really freeing in that way, but the catch really is that every time you sell a work through the gallery, they take a commission, which is fair because they are doing the work for you to find the customers. Also, in this traditional gallery world, a lot of people, I wouldn't say all, but most of the people frown upon having an online presence. They just want it to be limited to you displaying your works on Instagram, nothing else, not creating engaging content. They kind of cringe upon that, which in my opinion is quite strange, because we're living in 2025. And if you think me having my own personal brand on Instagram and connecting with people on a personal level is weird, it just sounds like a you problem, to be very honest. And I hope this changes through time, and I think it will, because I am sure a lot of artists are gravitating towards this approach of creating your own online presence. It feels much more authentic, and even to buyers, they really truly know who they're buying from. I think today is just one of those days where nothing wants to work out, or everything is just giving you a hard time. For the past 15 minutes, I've been talking to literally nothing. My camera stopped recording, and I have to say everything all over again for the 100th time, but it's fine. I'm gonna do it. Okay, yes. So we were talking about how if I am buying from someone, I really would want to know who they are and why they've created something, and I would want to connect to them on a personal level. So I think it will change in the future. So, these were a few ways that you could establish a career while being a full time artist. There are many more, and I think it is best if you would research and find something that truly works for you. And this is all about trial and error, experimenting, finding out what you enjoy, what you do not enjoy. So, yeah. But I would also like to say that it is very important to diversify, not really tying yourself up to your artwork solely for all your finances, because it can suck away the joy from creating art. And the ways in which you can do that is releasing limited edition fine art prints, which is what I do. And I think it is very important, even in terms of people who really connect to you, but cannot necessarily afford buying your originals, or do not really want to invest that money into an original. So they can buy a print which is just like an original for a fraction of the price, and so it just makes your art accessible to many more people. And I think that's an amazing way to earn from your art and also connect with more people. The second thing that comes with having an online presence is doing brand deals. doing brand deals that resonate with you, that are true to you and true to your brand, and really picking and selecting them and not just going ahead for each one of them. So I think that is something you can do. The third is creating your own products. It could be taking your art and converting it into wearables like clothes, or converting it into tote bags, or just making wearable art. You could also design your own products that are cohesive to your brand as an artist, and basically spreading your work across the world, not necessarily in form of art, but in form of products that are easy to buy and probably much more affordable than your original artworks. Next up, I want to talk about the 3 most important things to consider if you're deciding to be a full-time artist. The first, and something that is very important, is to have passion towards what you are doing. And I think it is not limited to just being an artist. If I feel like it is important to be passionate about anything that you're doing, because you're gonna have hard days and it is difficult to stick through them if you aren't passionate enough. Art is subjective, and there are going to be negative opinions about your artwork. There are going to be negative comments if you're online, and it is important to believe in yourself, believe in what you're doing, and stick through it. And it is much easier if you are passionate towards it and you really have that vision and you really believe in yourself. The second thing is to have developed your skills to create art, and it could be whatever you want to create. May it be abstract artworks, may it be realistic artworks, may it be sculptures. It can be anything, but you really need to have that skill set, you really need to have that experience. And something I would say is that if you're still young, if you're still in school, spend a lot of time creating art. I know it's difficult to manage academics with art, but in your free time, I would say create art and figure out what you enjoy doing and develop your skills. I feel like when you're young, you feel much more motivated because you aren't really creating for something. You're creating just for the sake of it, and you're not thinking about if what I'm creating will be worth it. You're creating it for the pure experience and learning from your experience, and I think that's the best thing you can do. And I'm not saying that you cannot make it if you're older. You definitely can. It's just that I think it's much more easier to do it as a child and very early on. The third thing is to not give up. This is very important, and it is important for everyone. It Even if you have the skills, even if you have the passion, sometimes that flame can really start to fade away. And even on the most difficult days, you really need to tell yourself that you cannot give up, because that vision starts to blur. But if you're constantly telling yourself that you cannot give up, you're gonna make it, I think that is extremely important. You're gonna have difficult days. Not everybody is gonna believe in you, and it really helps if you believe in yourself and if you believe that you are going to make it. So these were the top 3 things you need to do if you want to be a full-time artist. And before I end today's video, I just want to say that something that is equally important is to take breaks. Take breaks, reflect on what you're doing, reflect on what you've been creating, if it's been resonating with you, if it's been resonating with people, and if it's been working out. Because it is very easy to fall into a rhythm, into a pattern of just creating, and not really reflecting. I think it is very important to reflect. Sure, if you're creating as practice, you should be creating anything and everything. But if you want to establish yourself as an artist, I feel like the points of reflection are very important, because it gives you a sense of clarity and a sense of vision. And that vision can be molded every day into what you think is going to be the best for you in the future. The last thing that I would like to say is that if you decide that you're an artist, you are an artist. Nobody can take that away from you. You do not need any certifications. I think the purest thing about art is that the potential to create art is in each and every one of us. I think we create art in big or small ways every day, and I don't think it is right for people to dictate if you're an artist or if you're not. So have the unwavering belief in yourself. It's not narcissism. It is the passion to chase your dreams and see them become a reality one day. I am yet to see mine. I'm not saying I've accomplished everything. I've probably accomplished like 5% of it. But yeah. Thank you guys for watching today's video. I really hope you enjoyed it and you learned something from this video and it was helpful. See you guys in the next one.